This is going to blow your mind. The tectonic plates of global power are shifting. For decades, the United States reigned supreme, its influence unrivaled. But the unipolar moment is fading. Rising powers, particularly China and Russia, are flexing their muscles on the world stage. They challenge the established order, seeking to reshape it in their image. This power struggle has profound implications for the 21st century, impacting everything from global economics to international security. The world watches with bated breath. Will the United States adapt to this changing landscape? Can it find a way to coexist with these ambitious new players? Or will this competition devolve into conflict, plunging the world into a new era of instability? The answers to these questions will define the future of our planet. The stakes have never been higher. The latter half of the 20th century was dubbed the American century for a reason. The United States emerged from World War II as a global superpower, its economic and military might unparalleled. It shaped the international order, establishing institutions like the United Nations and the World Bank, promoting democracy and free trade. American culture, from Hollywood movies to blue jeans, permeated the globe. However, cracks have begun to appear in this once unassailable facade. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, coupled with the 2008 financial crisis, exposed vulnerabilities in American power. Economic inequality soared, political polarization deepened, and faith in American institutions waned. Meanwhile, other nations, sensing an opportunity, began to assert themselves. The global power balance was shifting. No nation embodies this shift more than China. Once a poverty-stricken nation struggling to feed its people, China has undergone an economic transformation of unprecedented scale. It is now the world's second-largest economy, a manufacturing powerhouse, and a leader in technology. But China's ambitions extend far beyond economics. Under the leadership of Xi Jinping, China has adopted an increasingly assertive foreign policy. It seeks to expand its influence across the globe, challenging American dominance in regions like Southeast Asia and Africa. China's military modernization program is in full swing, with investments in cutting-edge technologies like hypersonic missiles and artificial intelligence. China is no longer content to be a rule-taker in the international system. It wants to be a rule-maker. Central to China's global ambitions is the Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. Launched in 2013, the BRI is a massive infrastructure project spanning continents. It aims to connect China to Southeast Asia, Central Asia, Africa, and Europe through a network of roads, railways, ports, and pipelines. This modern-day Silk Road is not just about facilitating trade, it's about expanding China's political and economic influence. The BRI has drawn criticism from some quarters who accuse China of engaging in debt-trap diplomacy, saddling developing countries with unsustainable loans. Others argue that the BRI is a win-win, providing much-needed infrastructure investment and boosting economic growth. Regardless of one's perspective, there is no denying the ambition and scale of the BRI. It is a testament to China's long-term strategic thinking and its determination to reshape the global order. Section 5. The Bear's Grip, Russia's energy leverage. While China flexes its economic muscles, Russia is leveraging its vast energy resources to assert itself on the world stage. As one of the world's largest producers of oil and natural gas, Russia holds considerable sway over Europe's energy supply. It has not hesitated to use this leverage for political ends, as seen in its gas disputes with Ukraine and other European nations. Beyond energy, Russia under Vladimir Putin has adopted a more assertive foreign policy, seeking to reassert its influence in its near abroad and challenge NATO expansion. Russia's military intervention in Syria demonstrated its willingness to project power beyond its borders. The Kremlin has also forged closer ties with China, forming a strategic partnership that has raised concerns in the West. Section 6. Troubled waters, navigating America's internal struggles. As China and Russia rise, the United States grapples with a confluence of internal challenges. The national debt has soared to unsustainable levels, fueled by tax cuts and increased spending. Inflation has reared its ugly head, eroding the purchasing power of ordinary Americans. Political polarization has reached fever pitch, with both parties seemingly more interested in scoring partisan points than governing effectively. These challenges have eroded faith in American institutions and undermined the country's standing in the world. The chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021 further tarnished America's image, raising questions about its competence and reliability. The world is watching, wondering if the United States can get its house in order or if its decline is inevitable. Section 7. The Trump Factor, a catalyst for change. The return of Donald Trump to the White House in 2025 has added another layer of complexity to this global power shift. Trump's America First agenda, characterized by protectionism and a disdain for international institutions, has alienated allies and emboldened adversaries. His withdrawal from the World Health Organization in the midst of a global pandemic was widely condemned as short-sighted and irresponsible. Trump's erratic behavior and unpredictable decision-making have further eroded trust in American leadership. His personal affinity for authoritarian leaders like Putin and Xi has raised eyebrows and fueled concerns about America's commitment to democratic values. Whether Trump's policies represent a temporary aberration or a more permanent shift in American foreign policy remains to be seen. Section 8. The future of global power, a multipolar world. The world is entering an era of uncertainty. The unipolar moment is over, but what will replace it? Will China emerge as the dominant superpower, ushering in a new era of Chinese hegemony? Will the United States find a way to adapt and compete, forging a new equilibrium with China and other rising powers? Or will the world devolve into a multipolar system with no single nation or bloc holding sway? A multipolar world, while potentially more stable than a bipolar one, would come with its own set of challenges. Navigating a complex web of alliances and competing interests would require deft diplomacy and a willingness to compromise. The potential for miscalculation and conflict would be ever-present. Section 9. Conclusion. Adapting to a shifting landscape. The global power shift is not a distant threat, it is a reality that is shaping the world today. The United States can no longer take its dominance for granted. To thrive in this new era, it must adapt, embracing multilateralism, investing in its people and infrastructure, and restoring its reputation as a reliable and responsible global leader. The future belongs to those who can navigate this changing landscape with wisdom, pragmatism, and a commitment to cooperation. The world is watching, waiting to see what path the United States will choose.